And Peekaboo Springs is where I'm going right now. It actually last weekend in Aurora snowed 21 inches, so I thought my ride may be a little ice packed or snowy. Not at all. Great drive. And again, right behind me, you can see the lot, how full it is. I actually got like the last spot when I pulled up, so tough hike so far. Definitely out here on your own, but almost to the top of the cairn area right here. So taking a mini break. I've done one ladder so far, and I've got one more to go. So I'm almost 2 hours into my hike now. Not an easy hike with a pack. If you look right behind me, you can see that's what I have to go up right now. So that will take a while. There's times when having a stick in my hand is a little difficult as well, but a better shot of, that's the line that I have to go up right here, over there, all the way to the top through that. So I'll see you at the top. Still progressing along pretty good. Get an idea of the where I've come from. Look behind me. There you hear the notch right here, and a little bit of a bottleneck. So I'm gonna do it right now. Alright, I'm going to give you a 360 view of where I'm at right now. I think I'm within about a half hour of my site. This is one of the high points. It's not an easy route with a large path on it, that's for sure. As I'm looking around, I obviously have to go down High Point. I think right there, that is Salt Creek. I think my site is within eye distance of over there. And that's kind of where I'm going to be staying tonight for night one. So I see water, I like that. I see a large pool actually right, it's like over there as well. So I'm starting to see some color down here too. So again, I can tell I'm getting closer to water. It's got a nice floral smell to it, and the flowers are out. Supposedly this is like one of the only areas where the bears are out, and they will eat these flowers. So you do have to kind of keep an eye on that kind of stuff. So I'll be bear bagging and all that good stuff. But it's nice to almost be done on day one. My first shot of some pictographs right behind me. If you get a look at those, there's a sign that says they're over 800 years old. It's amazing. It's exposed in this weather and all that. But right there behind me, little dots, figurines right there. It's hard to believe someone was standing here making those. Made by the Pueblo Indians. AD 1000 to 1300. Sheesh. I believe tomorrow I'll be going through that intersection right there. But about 6:30 on day one. I'm back over by the Indian pictographs. Had dinner, got water, washing the clothes up a little bit. Actually feels great out now because it's still a little wet. Kind of going through. Backed up at the pictographs again. I just took a picture of it. I believe tomorrow I'm going through this hole right here. And I believe it's 8.5 miles. This kind of goes around. We're on a bowl right now, following the creek of water right there, because you can see the cairns right there, and it's going to go way out of sight that way. So alright, so it's the morning of day two. So last night was relatively cool but nice. The one thing is, it's so quiet here in the day, and at night this place just comes alive. I mean, everything's chirping and going all night long, so it wouldn't stop. So that water was just full of frogs that must be mating or something, but all night long. And the birds go up at sunrise, sunset, and now it's relatively quiet, a little bit of a breeze. Might be able to pick that up in the audio. So today I'm going to Salt Creek 4. So just before 9 o'clock. Temperature right now is great. Until I got a little bit of a sunburn yesterday, so I got a little bit of block, but I'll be heading this way around the canyons down there, way to the left, and it's a good lengthy hike to Salt Creek 4, so I'll be checking. It's just kind of a open drainage following. And every now and then you'll see a cairn like that to kind of help you out, but there are some areas where you're just sort of looking and saying, alright, this looks right to me. I've probably crossed this creek about 15 times because it just keeps meandering and going. here. Here's the creek again that we're going over. As you go along, look for your spot. You cross here. You can sort of keep repeating it right there. Starting to see some scat now. Not sure if we have sub air scat. It's a small pile that had like berries in it. And again, for Canyonlands, this is where they're going to be. Because there is water vegetation. And over there. And I've probably crossed this stream, I can't count, 25, 30 times. Because everything just meanders through the canyon, so the good thing is you're kind of following it, but there's a couple sections where it gets a little dicey. Still smells like a flower shop out here. A little mini lunch break not too long ago. It's 12:15. I'm approaching 4 hours into my hike. It's been a long one. Here's an example of you just gotta keep crossing the stream. When I first started out, you know, you're trying to keep your shoes dry and all that stuff, and by this time in it now, it's like, you know what? I'm just going. And I am at my camp right now. Did some laundry, got some water, got everything set up. It's been quite windy in here. The wind is funneling from that southern direction over there, but the shade helps out a little bit. You know, there's some bugs and bees and stuff over here. You can see a big one right here in front of me. I don't know if this log has something in it, but they're kind of all over. Then, right there. There's been 2 of them that have just been chasing me all over the place. There he is, right there. I don't want to get stung by that thing, but. So tomorrow my objective is I'm going to go 5 miles that way to Salt Creek 3. That'll be as far as I'll actually camp, but I'll hike later on. And then it's going to be the long hike back. So my hike tomorrow will be extremely far. Today it was 8.5 miles. Pretty hard hike because most of it's on sand. So you don't go very fast, and of course you don't know the path. I must have crossed that stream 50 times. It's amazing. You cross over, 30 yards later you have to cross it again, and toward the end of the day you really don't care if you're getting wet or whatever. So I went about a half hour into my hike. You can hear the wind blowing. Basically this hike just keeps meandering and turning and switchbacking. So you'll have the wind at your face at one point. 10 minutes later it's at your back. Sun is out now, so it's starting to heat up, but not too bad. It's probably about 3-4 weeks too early before all the flowers really start to pop, but I can tell there's pollen in the air. Again, it's affecting my allergies. I believe I'm getting close to one of the ladders, which I'm not really looking forward to. Not quite yet. This is also why I'm wearing my chesty today. Easier to maneuver. Just gotta remember that I've got a pack on. All right, I'm now at the ladder. There are 2 of these. This one is longer, but it's pretty narrow in here, obviously, as well. I'm going to unstrap my pack, wear it on the shoulders only. A committed climb. Better. wasn't looking forward to that, but not as bad. One down. First sprinkles. It's definitely why the hike to the car is the toughest part. It is better without a salty stick. You definitely take a couple steps that are a leap of faith. Whew. Say goodbye to the creek water. Should be opening up. Probably hear me breathing heavy. I'm wearing a heavy pack. All right, here's a good vista. So that's Peekaboo, where I came from. It was all the way around, way down there. So it's just meandering. Now I'm kind of about as high as you get. You're down in the weeds, so to speak. You kind of miss out on this large view. As you see, it's still uphill. Here we go. I really don't want to find out what this is like. Water's gushing down it. Another good vista. Lots of green down there. You're up this high on these ledges. Definitely makes you appreciate having good footwear, because they slip. Good night. And still, even here, get all the pollen in the air. But good traction is essential in this. And the vista that I'm looking at, I just came from over there where that hiker is over there. I think that was the one I saw earlier. Camp. That's the only person I've seen today. Actually, I was telling her I was going to camp there, but I decided, well, the weather's like this, and I don't have a permit. Probably need to just go. I think we're coming up to another point. Nope, this is a little good. Kind of like a little fin. I'm sure the top of my pack is going to touch right here. Yep. Okay. Whew. All right, wind again. Another vista. No, I'm not going to call it a storm, but it's going pretty fast, so I'm not that worried about it now. I'm sure the audio's critical. Not looking forward to this. I have the pack off and ready. I may actually portage it, stuff it on the other side, and climb it, I'm thinking. Not fun. All right, so this is the last mile of the trip, which is the easiest part. So overall, it's a good trip. I'm glad I did this section of the park, so I've done them all now. The only thing I didn't get to do was get all the way down to Kirk's cabin, again, because the parking road I wanted to take added 6 miles each way. I made it to SC3, saw the sights. It's actually probably not the prettiest part of the park, because you're nearby the creek. It's so dense with vegetation you don't get a great look at the canyon, so there are definitely better areas to go to. But I really like the fact there's water the entire time. I look at my pedometer right now as to what I've done mileage. I'm at 19 miles and change. My GPS said it would be 19 and a half, so that's a pretty good reading right there, actually. But it's about ready to call it a trip. Should be the car up to around 2:15 or so. I'm gonna get cleaned up, change clothes. Moab's probably, I don't know, 90 minutes away.